everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Sandy, and today I want to talk to you about 3 tips that I have for managing anxiety. So let's just get right into it. Okay, so to start off, I just want to say I have never been diagnosed by a doctor with anxiety, but feeling anxious is part of the human experience, and there have been parts of my life when I have had a lot of anxiety. These are things that have helped me push through those times and continue to push through, because having a good relationship with your mental health is an ongoing process. It's not something that happens overnight. It's not something that just goes away. It's something that you have to work on. So I just want to say that I'm also not a licensed therapist. I don't have a degree in anything. Well, I do have a degree, but it's not in psychology. So I just wanted to say that before I hop into the tips. That way you know, this is coming from someone who has experienced anxiety, but I'm not a medical professional. So now that we have that out of the way, my first tip for managing anxiety is to stay hydrated. I know that sounds so dumb, and you're like, okay, this is the most basic thing ever. Should I even keep watching this video? Does this girl even know anything? Stick with me here. I know that's a basic tip. It's kind of like when people are like, oh, just go on a walk. And you're like, really? You think a walk is gonna cure me, Karen? I know, I get it. But here's what I'm saying. 1 cup of water is not going to improve your anxiety over a long amount of time. However, creating the habit of staying hydrated will help you improve your anxiety, because it will improve your overall mental state, because it will improve your body. Let me explain. Water helps create a number of things in your body and is extremely important, which is why when you're dehydrated, you feel really sick. One of the cool things that water helps create is serotonin, and serotonin is the hormone that makes us feel happiness. So if you want to feel more happiness, you gotta drink more water. On the opposite side of that, not drinking enough water helps create, well, it doesn't help create, it forces your body to create more cortisol. Cortisol is the stress hormone. So you can kind of see that there's like that balance there. If you don't drink enough water, then you might be creating too much cortisol in your body. But if you drink enough water, then you can stay hydrated and help your body produce serotonin. It also it helps your blood flow, and having a better blood flow means that there's more blood flowing into your brain, which means there's more oxygen flowing into your brain, which means that you can have better thoughts. You can have clarity of mind, and it helps your brain tell your body, hey, it's okay to relax, we're okay. So that is my first tip. Really, this needs to become a habit for it to work. Yes, drinking a cup of water will probably help you feel better. Will probably help make you feel better, is what I'm trying to say. Because it is kind of a necessary for every function your body does. But yeah, make it a habit. One great way to do this is by tracking it. You may know, you may not know, that I am creating a journal completely centered around mental health, and in that journal, it's like a journal workbook, there's a bunch of tips about managing anxiety. These 3 tips are just the tip of the iceberg. Get it? Tip of the iceberg? Sorry, it was dumb. But it's just the tip of the iceberg, you guys. So one thing that you can do is track how much water you're drinking. You don't have to have a journal to do this, but having a journal completely dedicated to your mental health is helpful. Wink, wink. I'll let you know when pre-orders are available. But yeah, track how much water you're drinking. That way you can stay accountable, you can see visually where you're at, you can see your progress, and it will make it more exciting. My second tip for managing anxiety is to have a safe space. Now, this kind of comes with the caveat that you're not always going to be able to be in a physically safe space. or I should also say a physically comforting space, because you might be safe, like where no one's gonna hurt you, but it might not be super comforting or comfortable. It is important, if you have, like, say your bedroom is your safe space, to keep that the way that you need it to be to help you. However, this tip is more about creating a mental safe space for yourself for when you're in those situations that you can't move physically. Like if you're in class, or if you are on a public bus, or in church, or wherever you are, this is something you can do. So the technical term for this is progressive muscle relaxation. So I do a kind of modified version, and I'm going to explain that to you first. So what I do is I start at the bottom of my body and I move up. And here's how I do it. I take deep breaths while I'm doing this. My toes are relaxed. My feet are relaxed. My heels are relaxed. My ankles are relaxed. My shins are relaxed. And you just go up your whole body. And you can get as specific and detailed as you want, or you can be as general as you want. Whatever is going to help you get into that calm space that you need to be in, do it. Get to the top of your body, go back down. The top of my head is relaxed. My eyebrows are relaxed. My eyes are relaxed. Again, you can get as detailed as you want. I love doing this because you can apply it to everything, right? So whether it's you're feeling really anxious, you're basically tricking your brain and you're telling it, I am relaxed. And if you do it enough times, then you'll start to believe it, and then your body will relax, right? So that's kind of the idea behind it. And I like to use this. I use this when I'm trying to fall asleep. If I can't fall asleep, if I'm feeling anxious. A lot of times I'll use it if I'm feeling sick. Like yesterday, for example, I had the worst migraine possibly in existence that I've ever had. It was awful. It was an all day long migraine. I could not escape the pain. My medicine was not helping me. And so I was just like, oh, what do I do? And then I was like, okay, I can do some self-relaxation. I know this will help me. And so I applied it, and did it make my migraine go away? Unfortunately not. But did it help? Yes. Yes, it did. Because it helped my body relax. And then that will make you feel more comfortable and like you're in a safer space. So the technical way that you do it, that's not my modified way, is that when you're going through each body part, you actually tense that part up. So like if I were to say my toes are relaxed, I would tense my toes up, and then as I'm releasing the tension, then I would say my toes are relaxed. You can do it that way. You can just think the words, which is what I do. Whatever works best for you in whatever situation you're in. But yeah, that is how it works, and I think it works beautifully. It's a great thing. My mom, kudos to my mom. What's that word I'm looking for? Where it's like the credit. All credit goes to my mom for this one, because she taught me this when I was little. I've been getting migraines since I was like 9 years old, and she taught me this as a kid when I would get those migraines, and it has helped me through every type of pain I've ever had, whether that's like mental pain or physical pain. The third tip that I have is to express gratitude. Now, I know what you're thinking. How is expressing gratitude gonna help me manage my anxiety? But there was an article from Harvard, and I'm actually gonna read you a quote from it because I thought that this was really interesting. And I think that it applies. So it says, gratitude is strongly and consistently associated with greater happiness. Gratitude helps people feel more positive emotions, relish good experiences, improve their health, deal with adversity, and build strong relationships. So, how does this help you manage anxiety? Well, just like it says, it helps you feel more positive emotions. It helps you relish the good times that you have, improve your health, deal with adversity, and build strong relationships. I have always loved the idea of expressing gratitude, and it's something that's been taught to me for my entire life. I'm a very religious person, and so growing up in church, my church leaders told me frequently, like, hey, what are you grateful for today? You should express your gratitude. And in that setting, it was expressing gratitude through prayer, like thanking God, like, hey, God, thank you for doing this for me in prayer. But, you don't have to be religious for this to work. You can express gratitude to anybody, even if it's like expressing gratitude by writing it down, even if no one reads that besides you, that's still expressing gratitude. And I think that this is something that helps with anxiety because it helps you build greater happiness. And so it's not going to take your anxiety away, but it might help you focus on something other than the anxious feelings that you're feeling, and that's the key. So that's why I think that it's a great way to help manage your anxiety, is because it's like you're combating anxiety with happy feelings, and the anxiety can't stand up and can't hurt you when you're like, no, I'm gonna express this gratitude. And listen, it can be really difficult to express gratitude sometimes. I have been there. There have been times in my life when I felt so down and so defeated, and I have thought, what could I possibly be grateful for right now? But there's always something. Even if it is the tiniest little thing that you can be grateful for, try to find it. And it also can be hard in the moment, because like, even there's been times when I've been upset and my husband is like, okay, well, what's something that's happy about today? Or what's something you're grateful for? And I'm like, I don't want to think about that. I'm mad, Like, I'm frustrated that I'm feeling upset or that I'm feeling sad right now. I don't want to think about something happy. But when I do, then it's like, it snowballs in my mind. So like, I might think, okay, well, something good about today is that our bed is comfortable. Okay, our bed is comfortable, and I'm like all grumpy, and he's like, hey, what else? And then I'm thinking in my mind, and then all of these happy things come flooding to my mind, even if they're tiny things, The chocolate chips in my pancakes this morning, amazing. They tasted so good. That's something to be grateful for. That is a tiny, tiny part of my day, but it's something that really improved my day. So I think that that's another great thing to do. So those are my 3 tips, and with all of these tips, I think the best way to implement them is by making them a habit. And that is difficult. I understand. I'm not trying to come here and be like, oh, I'm perfect and I never feel anxious and here's what you need to do, and it's super easy to do that, because that's not the case. I still feel anxious sometimes, and it can still be really hard for me to implement these as healthy habits in my life, but when you do, I guarantee you that you will feel a difference from it if you will let yourself. Something that I really focus on in my journal, and that I focus on in my life, the reason why I focus on it in my journal, is you are accountable for your own mental health. And it's not easy. And sometimes it is because of chemical imbalances, and you can't change that. You can't think that away. But you are accountable of wanting to improve. You are accountable for yourself. It's up to you in a good way. And I know that that can be overwhelming, but there are tools out there and people who want to help you. I am one of those people. I want to help you improve your mental health, and I am creating a tool right now that you can put in your toolbox to help you improve your mental health. So that's just something that I'm really passionate about it, because I've been there. I've been in those super dark times when you think there is no hope, and I'm sure that I'll be there again, because life goes through those cycles, And my life is good, and I'm really happy, but I'm not always happy, And there are hard times. So I'm not trying to tell you like, oh, this is so easy, because it's not. It's difficult. It's so difficult. But number 1, you have the strength. Number 2, there are resources for you. Number 3, there are people to help you. You got this. I hope that you found some comfort from these tips. I hope that they help you, and let me know if there's any tips that have helped you personally in your life in the comments. Let's share. Let's create a really good space of helping each other. That's what I'd like. So you gotta help me out with it. I hope that you have a great day. I really, really do. And I am so excited to see you in the next one. Bye!